Hello everyone. So in today's video, I thought we would take this leftover blue linen fabric I had from making the bowl covers, and we would make some homemade beeswax wraps. So that's what we're going to do in today's video. Okay, so to start, I went and got a really beat up looking pot from the thrift store for this. I didn't want to wreck my own pots. So I have some 100% pine rosin. It's like a pine resin. This is food grade. It's important to use food grade when you're making beeswax wraps. Yeah, so this is in a powder form. Then I got some beeswax pellets and some, I'm not sure how to say this right, jojoba oil. So those are the only 3 ingredients you need. So let's get some of this measured so it can start melting while we cut out the fabric. Never made these before, so I'm super curious and hoping that this works. So the beeswax by itself, you can't make beeswax wraps with just the beeswax. It's too brittle and it'll just crack and break. The pine rosin, resin, pardon me, it says pine rosin resin, is like the sticky portion of the beeswax wraps. It helps when you put it on the fabric and after it dries, it helps it stick and stay closed. And then the jojoba oil is meant to make the whole mixture pliable. Okay, so we need about 1/4 cup of the resin. I want to make this almost exact here, so I'm going to try and level it off. Okay, I'm going to put that right into my pot here. I'm not sure exactly how much this makes, but we'll see. But it does, in the recipe, say to use items that you don't want to keep, that you don't want destroyed, because resin, you're not going to get the resin off. So that's why I went to the thrift store and bought a pot that I can throw away later or get rid of later. Let me see here. Where are my scissors? Just one moment, I gotta get my scissors. These are pinking shears for the fabric. Okay, so we need 1/4 cup of the beeswax pellets as well. They're vacuum sealed. There's little tear things here. Let's use that. Okay, we need 1/4 cup of beeswax. I chose to use pellets so it melts better. Okay. And then for the jojoba oil, we need 3 teaspoons. I ordered all of this on Amazon if you wanted to purchase it there. It was cheaper on Amazon than anywhere else, so that's why I chose to buy it from there. I was going to buy it from Michael's, but Michael's prices were probably about 2 to 3 times more. Couldn't justify that, so I bought them from Amazon. Okay. This is probably going to take a minute. I'm gonna have to look because I heard jojoba oil is really good for skincare too. Oh look. There's 2. So in the recipe, it recommends that you could do this on parchment paper when you roll it out. They use a paintbrush, but I've decided to use this. I went and got a little paint tray from the dollar store and a foam roller. I think it'll be easier and it'll keep it nice and even. I have looked at several different recipes. This is the one that I liked the most, but I liked the process of putting it on better from a different recipe. Okay, so let's heat this up on low heat, low to medium, so it melts nicely without burning. And then we'll get ready to start with the fabric. So when you're melting it, you also want to use a spoon that you don't really care about. This one I burnt in the dishwasher. It fell down and hit the burner, so I'm going to use this one. I'm just mixing it up so it melts nice. Okay, so I have this on low heat, and I'm going to come in and check on it in a couple minutes while we're cutting out the fabric. This is what it looks like right now. Hopefully it melts nicely. We'll have to keep an eye on it. Okay, we should hurry up and do this part. Oh, I got oil on the counter. Okay, so I figured I would just use the rest of the linen here. The recipe does recommend you use cotton, but I think linen will probably work just as fine. You want to pre-wash your fabric so it doesn't shrink. This is the stuff that we used for the bowl covers. So I was thinking, I just have this little cardboard thing here to trace. I was thinking on making 4 different sizes here, or 4 different ones. And then if I like them, I'll make more later, different day. So I'm going to make a smaller one, this size, and a few bigger ones. Make one twice the size, I think, would be perfect. The size of them is completely up to you. I just wanted a bit of different sizes here. Maybe 2 different sizes would be fine. Let me do one more over here. We'll do 2 smaller ones and 2 bigger ones, I think. Doesn't have to be perfect either. And the pinking shears are for so the edges don't fray as badly and stays intact better. So in the recipe it does say that if your resin mixture starts to harden too quickly, that you can just reheat it and put it in the oven. They recommend putting the beeswax wraps on parchment paper on a baking sheet, but I don't really want to wreck my baking sheets. So we're going to attempt it on the counter and try to do it quickly. If not, then we'll regroup and figure something else out. So now I'm just cutting them. I'm going to check on the stuff here. If you don't know what pinking shears are, they're like jagged edged scissors. It works really well for helping the fabric not to fray. Not, at least not as badly. I didn't want to do too big because I want these to go on parchment paper, so. And I'm going to hang them to dry. In the recipe, the woman uses like a clothesline to dry these. I'm going to hang these with clothespins on hangers and then place them so that they can just hang to dry. Okay, get rid of the excess here. I figured I wanted to try making these homemade. I knew I had all this leftover linen fabric, and I thought it would be perfect for this project. Linen can be quite expensive, so I didn't want to waste the fabric. So I thought this was perfect. And they match the bowl covers for my kitchen. Added bonus. Okay, I'm gonna go get some parchment paper and then we'll start making the beeswax wraps. Okay, let's get some parchment paper. See if this is enough room for 2 of these. It should be, yes. Okay. I want to have these set up ahead of time just so that the mixture doesn't harden too quickly. Okay. And one more for the other one. Okay. Move some of this stuff over here. Okay. So this is what the mixture looks like. Looks pretty nice and melted and mixed. So now I'm going to pour it into my tray and we're going to quickly roll it on. Okay, let's see how quickly we can do this. I'm going to try not to pour all of the mixture into here just in case I need to reheat it. I think we can do this pretty quickly though. Okay. And then you just roll it. And from what I understand, you only do it on one side. There's no need to do it on both sides. I did think that was a little weird at first. Oh, maybe we're gonna need to make more mixture. This actually didn't make nearly as much as I thought it would. I have a feeling we're gonna need to make more. Ooh. Don't worry about your fabric being wrinkled. Normally it's fine, it says in the recipe. Just make sure you get all of the fabric. Nicely saturated, it says. Okay. Yeah, I don't think we have enough for all of these. I think I'm gonna have to make more. Okay, I'm gonna melt some more and then we'll get, how about we hang this one first actually. So I got these hangers from the dollar store. already starting to harden pretty good. It does say to let these harden for 2 hours. We'll cut off the bottom part after it's fully cured here. I thought doing it with hangers would probably be the best bet. I don't really have anywhere to hang a clothesline. There we go, just like that. And then we're going to let it dry, and then we'll cut off the bottom piece there. In the meantime, I'm going to go and make a little bit more for the other ones. I'm going to show you guys the one that we just finished. I think I might have put it on a little too thick, but I'll show you. I'm going to try and do it a little thinner on the next ones. So as you can see, it looks a little thick. I have it hanging off my light fixture. But it is nice and pliable. So I'm going to try and do it a little thinner. Turn this down a little bit. I'm going to pour half of it. I've been rotating my sponge so it doesn't harden. I was a little worried about it hardening. So I did double the recipe this time. Put it back on the burner to stay hot. Okay. Ooh. This does harden up pretty quickly, so keep that in mind. Okay. It's got a bit of a white film on the top, but I think that's okay. As long as they work for, I mostly want these for cheese, so cheese or anything that I need to wrap that's in the fridge. Nice alternative to having to use saran wrap all the time. That was my goal with this. Okay, a little bit more. I'm going to put this on the cloth just so it doesn't get on my stove. I would have thought doing both sides would have worked really well, but it doesn't say anything about that. So I think that's good. We're going to leave it like that. I'm going to let these cool for just 1 minute here, and then I'm going to try and peel them up and put them on the hangers. So if you don't like the white film on top of them, maybe try using a paintbrush, but I think it gets nice and even with the roller. Maybe use a like a white fabric or a lighter colored fabric. Maybe. It's either that or I'm doing it too thick. Okay. Let's try prying these off so they don't stick to the parchment paper too much. It could very well be that I'm doing it too thick, but for a first attempt, I'm pretty happy with this so far. I do think for aesthetic reasons, though, I would probably use a lighter fabric. Okay. This literally just rips right off. I ripped it off the other one already. They're very pliable. And I don't think these are going to take very long to dry. It says 1 to 2 hours to dry completely, but I think probably within an hour is probably going to be okay to test them out. I'm just hanging them off my light fixture. For a first attempt, I'm pretty happy with it. I think the only thing I'm not happy with is the way they look. The white, like the fogginess of them. But I think maybe the second time I make these, I can improve on that. They're very pliable, though I can feel it. I'm just going to take some off of this one here. They are quite sticky, so I can see how they're going to stick to the container or like cheese or something really well. Okay, let's hang this one. Okay, so I'm going to let these dry for about an hour, and then I'll come back and we'll test them out. Just give you a brief look at my little hanging system I got going on here. See, I hung them off of my light fixture. They're not dripping or anything like that. They're already set pretty good. But we're going to set them for an hour, so I'll be back in an hour. Okay. So, let's take these down. They did dry still with the white film on them, which I figured they probably would. My light fixture came in handy. Oh, stuck to the hanger a little bit. There we go. So, I have a few thoughts. I think if I was to make these again, which I will, I think I'm going to make sure I do one thin layer. I noticed looking back in the footage that I rolled over them quite a few times. I think I would just roll over them a little less, maybe try to soak the roller and start at the bottom of the fabric and roll all the way up once. And I think that would avoid the thicker cloudy look on the fabric. Something I was thinking about. So now I'm just going to see if I can make this a little bit cleaner here. Try not to cut off too much of the fabric here. I don't want it to get stuck in my scissors too much either. I'm just cleaning up the edges, that's all. Make it look a little nicer. Okay, so let's test one. I'll clean up the edges on these ones later. Right now I just want to know how they work. So this is the smaller one. All I have for cheese right now is this small little block of Swiss cheese. We're going to try using this. I'm just cut it nice and square just for purposes of folding this nicely right now. Hopefully these turn out nice. Oh, these bend nicely. Oh yeah, even the edges fold in nice. Yes, that's really nice. Okay, let's try unfolding it, see how good it works. In the instructions, excuse me, it says to wash these. Do not heat these. If you heat them, it's going to destroy them. Yeah, it works great. It says to wash them in lukewarm water with soap and hang them to dry just like we just did. Do not stick them in the dishwasher, it'll wreck them. I'm trying folding it a couple different ways here. Yeah, it sticks together really nice. It's got a really nice sticky texture to it. See? Oh yeah, it sticks nice. See? Oh, I'm gonna like these, I can tell already. Okay, yes. So I do have a couple thoughts. So I think if I was to make these again, like I was saying, I'm going to do one solid motion. I think that would work great. I'm going to make sure I don't go over it too many times, and I think that's going to avoid the cloudiness look. I could use a paintbrush, but I'd like it to be fairly even strokes, just to avoid that. But I am definitely going to try making these again, and I'm going to perfect it a little bit. And I hope you guys try making them. It was a really fun video to film for you guys, and I hope to see you guys next time. Bye.